Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to Haman Gaming. My name is the Haman, and I want to give you guys a quick review of what I think is the most amazing or the best Arkham game, Batman Arkham Origins. So, as of now, there's four Batman Arkham games. There's Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City, Batman Arkham Origins, and Batman Arkham Knight. So, when Arkham Origins first came out, it had a really negative reception by the gaming press and I think the gaming crowd in general. And I think people dismissed it because it wasn't made by the original developer, Rocksteady. It was made by WB Games Montreal. And maybe there was some sort of bias because it was made in Canada instead of the UK. But when I first played it, I thought it was an amazing game. And I think out of all four Batman games, this is really the best one. So I'll tell you my problems with the other Batman games. So Arkham Asylum is very simple. It's Joker takes over the Arkham Asylum, and then Batman has to fight the Joker and find him after he takes over Arkham Asylum. Arkham City, the plot is convoluted and nonsensical. It's like first you're Catwoman or something, or first you're like Bruce Wayne and you're in Arkham City and there's something called Protocol 10 going on, but nobody knows what Protocol 10 is. And then somehow you're Catwoman and you're after Two-Face for whatever reason. And then the Joker tries to snipe you for whatever reason, and you have to find the Joker, but it's not really Joker because the Joker's sick, and somehow you're dealing with Ra's al Ghul, and it turns out that Doctor Hugo Strange is behind Protocol 10, but you don't really know what it is still, but then Hugo Strange isn't really behind Protocol 10. It's who is it? It's Ra's al Ghul, and then somehow that doesn't even matter because the last boss is the Joker, but the Joker is not really the Joker because it's just somehow he convinced Clayface to pretend to be the Joker, so the last boss is just Clayface. So I don't know. The plot was all over the place, and I just thought I didn't like it. Right? It was a fun game to play, but the story itself was just garbage. And then my problem with Batman Arkham Knight is that all it is you're not even playing as Batman. It's like 70% of the game is you playing as a Batmobile, and it's fun to play as a Batmobile, but only like the first three times you do it. But the fact that the game forces you to play the Batmobile over and over and over again, you're just playing essentially a reskin version of Battle Tanks. That got really old quickly. And so it just wasn't, it didn't feel like a Batman game. But so I think that Arkham Origins is the best game out of all of them for I could go on and why. First of all, I think the voice acting is amazing. I thought not Kevin Conroy, Roger Craig Smith, he was great as Bruce Wayne Batman. He's not a copy of Kevin Conroy. He's his own version of Batman, and I wish I could hear him more as Batman. He's a rougher, not as refined, but more passionate version of Batman. And Troy Baker, when I first heard him as the Joker, I thought it was actually Mark Hamill. And when I looked at the credits, I was like, "Whoa, it's not Mark Hamill, it's Troy Baker." It's almost like a copy of what Mark Hamill does, but even with with a little bit more nuance. And because that's because Troy Baker is such a great voice actor, he really is. And I really love the story because I feel like the story was the most original out of all the Batman games, and includes a lot of characters that are not from the animated series. Like if you look at especially the first two Arkham games, it's pretty much all the characters from the animated series, and I really appreciate how this game introduces you to a bunch of characters that, unless you're a hardcore Batman fan, you wouldn't know. I didn't know who Black Mask was. I didn't know who Copperhead was. I didn't know who Shiva was. Anarchy, Deathstroke, and that's what I really appreciate this game, because I feel like I'm learning so much about the world of Batman. Where as the other games, I didn't really learn much. It was just more of me reliving. Excuse me, the 90s animated series. And I think this game is much deeper and makes you think about society itself than the other games, right? This game really deals a lot with corruption, police corruption. And there are several moments where Batman is just having conversations with different people about like the nature of the police and how they're he in this video game, in this game, you could tell that Batman does not respect the police at all. He just thinks they're just corrupt people, and if they who are on the payroll, the bad guys, and if they actually did their job, Batman wouldn't, there wouldn't need to exist a Batman, which I really think is really I don't know if deep is the right word, but in my opinion, I think that really makes you think, right, about the nature of corruption and society itself, and how people who are supposed to do the right thing just essentially end up doing the wrong thing because it's a lot easier. Out of all, out of all the Batman games, I feel like this is the one that's most applicable to real life. Like, you could relate to it more than the other 3 Batman Arkham games. And that's why I find this game to be amazing. I mean, the storytelling, the story is great. I mean, basically all it is that Black Mask, well, it's Batman's second year as a crime fighter, and Black Mask has put a bounty on Batman's head for $50 million. And so there's 8 assassins who are trying to go for that bounty, and Batman it makes it his mission to pretty much defeat Black Mask and the 8 assassins. But the whole plot twist is that it's actually not Black Mask, it's the Joker disguised as Black Mask. Now, I kind of actually didn't want that, because in the other Arkham games the bad guy was a Joker, so I was hoping that that it would actually just be Black Mask and we'd have totally new bad guys. But you know what? I really appreciated Troy Baker playing, as the voice of the Joker. So I'm going to give it a pass, even though I would have preferred that the Joker not be there. And basically, as you're playing through the game, you kind of get into the head of Batman as not someone who's an experienced crime fighter, but someone who's just starting out and seeking his passion and purpose as a crime fighter, right? Why is he doing this? What is Gotham like at this stage when he's just starting out? And so, and I feel like if you guys played this game, you would agree with me, especially compared to the other games. And that's why I could play this game over and over again, whereas the other ones, I just kind of get bored after maybe 1 or 2 playthroughs. So, do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know what you guys think about Batman Arkham Origins. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.